Good day, beautiful soul family, and welcome back to On Another Level. And so, just looking at the world and seeing, the Vice Spirit is telling me to say right now, essential personnel. When I was in the military, and even not just in the military, really, there are a group of people who are seen as essential personnel. And there are governments, not governments really, sorry, businesses and really governments too. um, they have essential personnel, and so the essential personnel will not, it's like it's like a a standalone or a set aside. That's what it is, a set aside. And so the vice president is telling me there are people who are set aside, and those who are set aside are essential personnel. Now, with all these different things going on with the solutions of the world, okay, they are of the world, they're not solutions of God, okay? And and the thing about it, beautiful soul family, is that they that are considered essential personnel of the world are not under the umbrella of feeling the pressure of taking the solution. Mind you, a drug dealer, and I have not ever known any drug dealers in my life, but this is what, God shows me things. And so a drug dealer does not take their own drugs that they're selling. They themselves too have to be in soundness of mind in order to receive money. They cannot have a clouded mind. Okay? Same thing with the pharmaceutical company. There's no way that they are taking the pharmaceutical medicines, quote unquote, that they're pushing, because these drugs have side effects. See, the whole thing is about essential personnel. They have to be the ones that stay healthy. They have to be the ones that stay functional, so that when everything else falls away, falls to the wayside, they still have a firm foundation. They still have people that are um, playing the role. I don't want to really say play the role, but are keeping things functional. If there's a business that is run by, let's just say, just throwing numbers out there, 100 people, and usually the company really doesn't need 100 people, but they have 100 people because they want to be able to be ahead. All right, they will have 100 people so that they can always be ahead. But truth be told, if they were to grind both knuckles together, if they were to really do the elbow grease, they can survive with essential personnel of 50 to keep their business going. And so the essential personnel do not have to go under the pressures of certain things because they are seen as valuable. Do you see where I'm going with this? The vice president is saying there are people who are essential personnel of the world, and they do not have the pressures upon them as with the general population. And so, because the world deems them as essential personnel, they will not take the solution. They almost seem, they see themselves as above the solution. They're the ones that see the problem, so they're not of the problem. Okay? And so the very one, and I'm not naming names, but the major one, you know, for a while there was people saying, "Well, let me see his taxes," right? It was, and there was other people that were like, "Let me see his birth certificate." We're not talking about those people. We're talking about the ones who are pushing the solution, but they themselves have not taken it. You see, again, is do as I say and not as I do. Because truth be told, beautiful soul family, when you think about people that have brought forth death, that has uh, eradicated the DNA as young as infants coming out of the womb, ha- if you understand what these people are doing to humanity, do you really think they're going to put themselves under subjection to receiving their own consequences? This is why drug dealers don't take their own drugs. And if they do, they end up losing their business. This is why the pharmaceutical companies, they don't take their own drugs. Why? That they push, that they press upon those that are sick because they are essential. If it's if certain businesses, if businesses alike, whether government or schools or military, whatever, if essential personnel are affected, there is nothing. So this helps us to see, okay, what is considered valuable and what is not considered valuable, what is considered essential and what is not. Let us not be codependent on a system that doesn't even consider you essential.